away we go then. A repeat of the opening day fixture of last season. Swindon Town at home to Sheffield Wednesday. On that occasion it produced 5 goals, though Swindon won't want to be reminded they were on the wrong end of a 3-2 defeat. Both sides in their usual colours, red for Swindon, blue and white stripes of course for Wednesday, and this is Proudlock for the visitors, sweeping it wide, looking to get MacLean in, but he's offside in the middle, and the early danger is past. Away by Wood. Parkin's in there battling. Roberts rather chasing through, but it was always the goalkeeper's ball. It's an apology from the striker as he caught the goalkeeper, Tidman. Over on the far side it's Whelan for Wednesday. Appropriate really that Swindon should be playing Sheffield Wednesday on a Wednesday. Fixture originally scheduled for a Saturday but was postponed due to international call-ups. Decent ball into the box, and the volley by McGovern just lacked any real power, for which Evans will be grateful. Comfortable save for the goalie. Clearance. This is Collins. Infield McMahon. Turned by Proudlock. Required the save. Evans down smartly, wasn't too sure where his post was, so the keeper couldn't afford to take a chance. And certainly worth shooting from distance on this greasy surface. First corner of the night then for Sheffield Wednesday. Decent pace into the box and headed in. And it's a goal for Bullen, who can't stop scoring at the moment. His third in 3 matches for the defender. And Swindon have been caught cold. Well, echoes of last year when Wednesday were 3-0 up after 25 minutes. They're quick out of the blocks again here. And it's Bullen the goal scorer. What a test this will be for Swindon Town. Their home record's been mixed. They certainly don't draw games at the county ground these days. 6 played so far, 4 wins, 2 defeats, and already staring down the barrel at home to Sheffield Wednesday. The only consolation for the home team and their supporters is that there's plenty of time to turn it round. The goal coming after about 2.5 minutes. Wednesday playing with confidence now. Proudlock's footing just giving way though, and that ended up as a very tame effort in the end. Roberts chasing, the goalkeeper is out of his goal, and that will be a corner. Now can Swindon do to Sheffield Wednesday what they did at the other end just a minute or so ago? Concern now for Tidman in the visiting goal. Hanlon's up from the back, so too Nicholas and Ifil. So there are plenty of targets here as Smith will curl it in left-footed. Plenty of bend on that, and the wind just catching the ball and taking it over Christian Roberts' head. Pretty strong breeze, which is blowing across the ground, and no chance for Roberts there. Well, Swindon Town just don't deal in goalless draws. They had 1 all last season, none so far this season, and the score sheet won't stay blank here tonight with that early strike from Sheffield Wednesday. So whatever else, supporters do get some kind of value for money at the county ground, in terms of goal action at least. That's no problem for Tidman. Interesting to see how conditions do affect the game. It's a very strong, blustery wind. Fortunately, the rain has eased off for the moment, but that has made the top surface greasy. So it's perhaps a night for attackers rather than defenders and goalkeepers, borne out by the early scoreline in favour of Sheffield Wednesday. Clearance for MacLean, who did well to shield it. Right start by Sheffield Wednesday. Like Swindon in mid-table really at kick-off, just 1 point between the teams. Swindon starting 9th in the table, Sheffield Wednesday 12th. But it's Wednesday who are carrying the threat at the moment, and that's another strike from distance by the youngster McMahon. Scored his first league goal ever, a winner at Blackpool this season. Long ball forward by Tidman, Hanlon's underneath it, but he's been penalised, the Swindon captain. Foul on Proudlock. Swindon having a pretty torrid time of it, just trying to get into this game at the moment. Free kick quickly taken by McGovern, and Swindon are napping, and there's a chance for Wednesday. And that's a bad miss by Proudlock, who just couldn't pull the ball under control, otherwise it could have been 2. Home fans doing their best to G up Swindon, who've made a sluggish start, to say the least, in this game. Overhead by Smith. On it goes from Robinson, but Wood doing the defending for Sheffield Wednesday. Heckingbottom's attempted clearance is not a good one, on his wrong foot it must be said. I think the ball was already out of play for a Swindon throw before Smith headed it. So a chance for the home side to gather their thoughts and try and work up a head of steam perhaps as they go in search of this equaliser. Andy Nicholas has quite a good long throw. He's picked out Parkin. Roberts on the volley. More height than distance. Flag is up far side. Offside presumably, the verdict. Parkin and Roberts, something of an untried strike force as yet. Roberts only 3 games into his Swindon career, and Parkin there just back from a 3-match ban. It'll be interesting to see how those two go in tandem. Sheffield Wednesday offside now. Swindon free kick, and they can take it quickly here and catch Sheffield Wednesday. I can't see what's wrong with Swindon taking that free kick quickly. Sheffield Wednesday thought it was their way, but there was no reason why Swindon should wait. Once they've got the decision, they're entitled to go forward. Smith challenging. Header away by Marsden, the Wednesday captain. It'll fall for Whelan, will it? No, a foot in by Duke wins it for Swindon. Now Igoe. Can they get moving forward with any kind of momentum here, Swindon? And not with that loose pass by Howard. And suddenly the home team on the back foot again. This is Nicholas. Picks out Parkin, nice chest control, but Robinson is eased off the ball, and fairly by Marsden. Right under the nose of the referee. Swindon, of course, missing the influence of their regular captain, Matt Hewlett, in central midfield. Howard trying to take over that role, but not doing it particularly effectively there. A waste of a free kick. And so far, Swindon really are not at the races. Ifil won the header, but forward it goes from Whelan. Mike Walsh, the Swindon assistant, in charge on the bench, while Andy King watches from on high, as is usually the case early on. This is MacLean, working it through for Whelan. Sheffield Wednesday with bodies in the box again, and another corner from the side where they conjured the opening goal. Can Swindon get the marking right this time? Bullen again makes his run to the near post, and it's Whelan with a shot. Swindon escape this time, but they're not defending set pieces terribly well. Woods header away. This is Marsden. It's a cultured left foot on him. He sold Lee Bullen a bit short with that pass with his right foot, mine. The ball lost somewhere in the Wednesday dugout. Proudlock just ran the ball out of play on the far side. That could yet be a useful ball forward. Hanlon had to defend it. Duke now. Swindon can't get out of their own half. Marsden keeps them penned in. Forward it goes from Hanlon this time. Now they work it wider for Roberts, who's got pace to burn. Needs to take the ball with him, mind. Support from Smith. Roberts with the cross, looking for Parkin far side. Back into the middle. Good defending. Robinson on the follow-up slipped. Swindon's best moment so far. Sheffield Wednesday defending resolutely. Just over a quarter of an hour played. Swindon yet to really threaten the Sheffield Wednesday goal. Signs that they are just getting back into the game a little bit now. Igoe. Nice touch for Robinson. This is Roberts. Crosses too near the goalkeeper, however. Roberts disgusted with himself over on the far side. Ifil covering. Heckingbottom with the throw, and again the fullback faced by two defenders. Longer throw this time, but it's headed away by Duke. Sheffield Wednesday had a strange season so far. Started really well with 3 wins early on and had a terrible run of form, which resulted in manager Chris Turner losing his job. Now they're back in form and they're posing Swindon problems. Evans with a save from McMahon again there. No real venom in the shot, however. But they do look a more threatening outfit under Paul Sturrock these days, Sheffield Wednesday. Sturrock, of course, who started the season at Southampton and famously got the bullet after about a week of the season. Evans with the clearance. Touch by Marsden, might fall well for Swindon here. It's with Robinson and the break is left side now for the home team. Nicholas in possession with Smith outside. Pass was a short one. Smith did well to make anything of it. Swindon trying to keep the attack going. Robinson forward. Smith will need to motor for that. Didn't quite have the legs to get there, but it's improving from the home side, but certainly room for further improvement. And still Olaf Tidman in the Sheffield Wednesday goal had a fairly quiet night so far. Distance on that clearance by the goalkeeper, but Sheffield Wednesday have dug themselves out of a bit of a hole. Keeper can try again this time. It's more purchase on it, but plays it straight into touch far side, so Tidman just struggling with his clearances momentarily. McMahon. MacLean scrapping away for it. Okay, ball just came off the Sheffield Wednesday striker. Header away by Bullen, whose goal still divides the teams. Oh, slip by Evans, nearly fatal. Did well to recover the goalkeeper. That could have been a very embarrassing moment for him. But now Swindon pushing forward with Howard. Touch off by Roberts, almost accidentally towards goal. Well, that would certainly have fooled the Wednesday keeper, who was moving in one direction and wouldn't have been able to get back in the other had the ball been going goalwards. Once more, Wednesday backing off. Poor ball. Swindon winning it back, showing a bit more fight now, the home team. This is Smith, hit it first time. I think it was intended as a cross rather than a shot. It was one of those that might have drifted in. Parkin, nicely done for Robinson. Swindon just beginning to assert some authority in midfield, where they were definitely second best for the opening quarter of an hour or so. Without Hewlett, it's incumbent on the likes of Robinson to get through some extra work in that area. Here's Roberts for the home team. Now Igoe. Haven't seen much of him so far. One of Swindon's more creative players. And it'll come now from Duke. Parkin with a touch on for Smith. Can he work the shooting chance? Just crowded out of it in the end by blue and white shirts. But Swindon sensing there might be something here for them tonight after all. It's with David Duke over on the far side. Drifting in off that far touchline. Telegraphed the pass though. I don't know why the referee blew his whistle there, and I don't think that Patrick Collins appreciated it either. He'd managed to ride the challengers, unfair maybe. The referee didn't play an advantage. Collins it is with the resulting free kick anyway. And certainly that didn't work to Sheffield Wednesday's advantage either. Now it might. MacLean trying to get in behind the Town defence. Hanlon is there though. And it's his clearance which finds Parkin. Howard under pressure. Oh, that's a big mistake, and brilliantly saved by Evans. That was terrific work by the goalkeeper. That could have been two. Chance came out of nothing, but that could have been big trouble for Swindon. Proudlock racing down the right. That's easy for Evans this time. Well, certainly Sheffield Wednesday having the better chances so far. They've scored one and could have had two, possibly even three by now. And the home fans just getting a little restless. Heckingbottom. MacLean let it run, but Hanlon was in the way. Bullen under pressure. Roberts very nearly smuggled it away. Collins does clear for Sheffield Wednesday, who now have men over on the left-hand side. This is McMahon, and that's another free kick for the visitors. A little bit of holding indicated by the referee. Heckingbottom over the ball. Teed up for Proudlock. Away by Nicholas. Only Roberts left up front for Swindon. Parkin now. Little change of direction, back for Andy Nicholas. Smith wasn't offering the right angle. Just past the midpoint of the first half. Swindon still trailing by a goal to nil. MacLean did well to find McGovern. Hanlon's come out of central defence to make the clearance. Defending not a strong point of Swindon's all last season, despite them getting to the playoffs, and the same could certainly be said for the campaign so far this time round. They do score plenty of goals, but they do leak them as well. But for Rhys Evans here tonight, they could already be 2 or 3 in deficit. Richard Wood with a header away. Kind of big side at the back, Sheffield Wednesday. I'm not sure taking the aerial route is the best way for Swindon. They look to have a line of 6-footers across the back. And Roberts isn't the tallest of strikers for Swindon, so perhaps the ball into feet would bring more dividends than the aerial route. Now here comes Sheffield Wednesday with Adam Proudlock. No way through for the striker. The ball's not spending too much time in midfield at the moment. It's going fairly quickly from one end to the other. Here's McGovern now for Sheffield Wednesday. Collins. Very late offside flag. I think it was the right decision that there was a satellite delay before the assistant put his flag up. Sheffield Wednesday's free kick just on halfway. And Swindon need to beware because Bullen has made his way forward once more. Evans drills a diagonal ball forward, but with too much pace. Tidman just managing to stay within the confines of his penalty area. The game's just got a bit untidy lately. Needs someone to put their foot on the ball and restore some kind of order. As I mentioned with the wind, it's not the easiest of nights for playing football, but certainly that Swindon strength, they need to get the ball on the floor and pass it around a bit. Try and get the likes of Igoe and Howard into the game. And so far tonight, the home team distinctly second best. Forward it goes from Ifil, but to no one in particular. Nicholas releases Smith now. Roberts and Parkin make their way into the middle. It's Nicholas now. Can he get a decent cross in? Well, it's a corner for Swindon. And perhaps the platform on which they can build. Deep corner. Roberts will do his best to retrieve it. That's a good ball, but there's no one attacking the near post. Keeper made it look easy, but he was not challenged. That won't please Andy King. Swindon haven't had many chances at all so far tonight. When they do get crosses in, there's nobody in the box. Robinson wide to Smith. Into the path of Nicholas. Hit first time, but straight into the defender, who was McGovern. The Smith-Nicholas combination down the left is something of a fledgling one as well. They kind of played together too many times. Robinson's cross, too high though for Parkin. And still the visiting keeper yet to make a save. Heckingbottom, nice turn, MacLean shot, goalkeeper behind it all the way. Duke heads it away. Nice try by Wednesday on the far side. Howard was tripped there as McMahon left a foot in. Ironic cheers from the home fans as the referee gives a decision their way. Swindon are just not functioning as a unit at all so far tonight. A very below par performance. And I would think that Andy King will have some stern words for his men at half-time if they don't improve in the last 10 minutes or so before the break. Ifil's header forward, away by Richard Wood. Sheffield Wednesday defence has dealt comfortably with the few things that Swindon have thrown at them so far. Parkin, nice touch to Igoe. Spread wide for Smith. This is better from Swindon. Nicholas. Smith again. Inadvertently touched by the referee into the path of the Sheffield Wednesday player. So the attack broke down, and here come Wednesday on the counter. That's a good ball trying to free Proudlock, but Gerald Ifil is quick, and he had that situation under control. Flag up on the far side for I'm not sure what, and neither are many in the crowd. Certainly wasn't offside. Mistake. Can Swindon capitalise? This is Robinson. Not like that, they won't. Away by Heckingbottom. And now Hanlon facing his own goalkeeper, which is never a comfortable thing for defenders. Parkin challenging. In determined fashion to win the ball. Swindon need more of that. This is Igoe, but he's dwelt on the ball too long. Sheffield Wednesday's throw over on the far side. Haven't heard the famous Sheffield Wednesday band so far tonight. Don't know if they're here, or maybe they don't do midweek away games. Howard in possession for Swindon, trying to pick out the pass, does so for Roberts. Inside him is Parkin, providing the decoy. Roberts went alone, but it was a good block. Shot looked as though it packed a bit of a punch. Smith riding the challenges, couldn't thread it through for Andy Nicholas. The referee's taken exception to that challenge. About 5 minutes plus stoppage time to the break. Might have a game on our hands when Swindon turn up. It's with Igoe now. Duke. Team are just gifting possession away far too cheaply. I read Paul Sturrock's comments before the game saying that Swindon were one of the better teams and it was a hard place to go. Doesn't seem that way so far tonight. Sheffield Wednesday having it very much their own way. And in the lead without really even breaking into a sweat. And here they come again, the visitors. McGovern's header. Once more Evans is extended. I don't think the ball would have gone in, but he wasn't to know that. Parkin now, making room is he for the shot, still Parkin, trying to do it all on his own. Howard now wide to Igoe, first touch wasn't the best, and Sheffield Wednesday slammed the door shut again. So far tonight, Swindon have been very slow in both thought and deed. And on the few occasions they've created chances, they've taken too long to make up their minds what they're doing. Roberts, can he pick someone out in the middle? Well, it's only a blue and white head. Swindon again were lacking in numbers in the box. That's an example of what they can get out of Christian Roberts if they can feed him the ball often enough. Nicholas with the free kick, looking for the head of Sam Parkin, breaks for Robinson. Now they do have bodies in the box, but it's a poor cross. Well, you can count the things that Swindon have done well tonight on one hand. Proudlock, and still finds Heckingbottom. Roberts closing down the Wednesday fullback. Half time approaching. Swindon don't want to concede a second now. Collins allowed room to get his cross in. Well done by Robinson, just tagged by McMahon. Another strange clearance by the goalkeeper. Fourth official over on the far side, about to tell us how much extra time we're playing at the end of the first half. It's 1 minute of added on time. I shouldn't think the home fans want to see any more than that, the way their team's playing. They can surely only get better in the second half. Maybe it was marks out of 10 for Swindon's performance. Nicholas with a kick. Parkin has worked a free kick here. Now, this might be a chance for Swindon. In Howard, Igoe and Smith, they have players who can strike a ball from distance. Sammy Igoe with a memorable match winner not so long ago here against Bradford late on in the game. Well, this really would be a bonus for Swindon if they get something out of this and can go in level at half-time. Igoe the right footer, Smith left footer. Smith it is who hits it through, keeper spills it, Parkin! Brilliantly defended by the man who scored the goal. It's Bullen again who's a thorn in Swindon's side. That looked a certain equaliser till he got in the way of the follow-up. Corner kick, swung in. Hanlon couldn't turn it in. And Swindon finished the half in attack, but it really was a poor first 45 minutes by them. No surprise they're a goal down. Lee Bullen the scorer early on for Sheffield Wednesday. Half time, Swindon 0, Wednesday 1. Underway then in the second half. Swindon Town still with it all to do. No changes to personnel as yet, but I'm sure Andy King won't leave it too long before introducing someone like Rory Fallon if things don't turn Town's way in this second half. What they can't afford to do is give a goal away as quickly in the second half as they did in the first, and they really will have an uphill struggle. Roberts chasing, and the goalkeeper did well to get there. I think Roberts had every right to try and get the ball. It was, if not a 50-50 challenge, then a 33-33-33 one, because there was a Sheffield Wednesday defender in there as well. Tidman did well under pressure. Tidman restored to fitness, clears upfield. This is Proudlock. He looked a danger in the first half, and he's released McGovern now. Swindon getting men around the ball a lot more quickly than they did in the first half there, which was good to see. I'd imagine one or two ears are stinging from the half-time bashing they got in the dressing room. Charged down by McMahon, who nods it forward for Whelan, but that's too far ahead of Proudlock. Rhys Evans drives it forward. McMahon hooks it on. Proudlock came back from an offside position, so the minute he tried to challenge for the ball, he became active and therefore offside for a Wolves striker. Mistake by Marsden, falls for Roberts. Smith rode the challenge well. Now he's got to try and work something down that left flank. Oh, Roberts came charging in just as well. He missed the man, never mind the ball. Howard sliding in. Well, Swindon is certainly showing a bit more appetite in this half, which is to be applauded. Even if one or two of the challenges are bordering on the reckless as well as enthusiastic. Last touch was off Roberts. That'll be a Wednesday throw over on the far side. Nicholas to Parkin, nice layoff, first time for Smith, curled into the path of Sammy Igoe, real chance for Swindon and Igoe's fluffed his lines. What a well worked move, and what a shame the finish was lacking. A big chance goes begging at the start of the second half. Hanlon away from Proudlock. Hanlon again, striding purposefully out of defence. Feeds David Duke. Infield is Robinson and Howard. Swindon certainly playing much more football in the opening few minutes of this half than they did in the entire first 45. Now they have a free kick, and there's a greater purpose to the home team. At least there will be when the referee's happy with the free kick. Well, it was hard to believe the home side could play any worse. Smith it is over this dead ball. Hanlon's made his way forward. Easily defended initially by Sheffield Wednesday, and McGovern gets the ball away upfield. Ifil's error initially, but he atoned quickly enough, and now he's trying to set Roberts away. Header by Collins. McMahon's turn. A shake off Brian Howard, who's snapping at his heels. Bullen. Touch on by MacLean. Proudlock did well, and he's taken it away from 3 red shirts. Decent strike. That was Collins who was allowed to move forward and get his shot away. No real danger to the Swindon goal in the end. Collins forward. No offside, but no runner able to break through and get onto the path, so Evans can clear for Swindon. Still playing the ball rather aimlessly forward. It's being gobbled up by that tall Sheffield Wednesday defence. I don't think the goalkeeper appreciated that back pass. Did the best he could with it, Rhys Evans. Collins over there with the throw. Looking for MacLean, but Nicholas got a piece of it. McMahon. It's all too congested. Sheffield Wednesday have scored in every away game they've played this season. They have got a good record on the road. Wins already at Blackpool, Torquay and Wrexham this season. In fact, they've won more games away from Hillsborough than they have at home. And unless Swindon can turn things round, this could be victory number 4 on their travels. Whelan won it for Sheffield Wednesday. MacLean finds Collins. Away from the first defender, away from the second. Looking for the ball through to MacLean. Important for Swindon that the captain was there. They've given the ball away cheaply once more. Marsden now for Sheffield Wednesday. A little tug on him by Brian Howard. Free kick to the visitors, who get a chance to show off their dead ball repertoire once more. No prizes for guessing that Bullen will be making his way forward. Heckingbottom's made his way over to hit the ball in with a bit of swerve on the left foot. And they've got a man over at the far post who's Whelan! Should have scored. It was a free header. He tried to loop it in at the far post, and Swindon are very grateful that he got his geography just a little wrong. Trip by Ifil. Kick quickly taken. Whelan spreads it wide to McGovern. Infield Collins. They're working it well again, the visitors, having withstood a bright start to the second half by Swindon. It's now Sheffield Wednesday who are back in control. McMahon. Smith for Swindon. It's a poor ball again. Didn't really give Roberts a prayer of catching it. Too many Swindon players performing well below their ability so far tonight. In fact, it's hard to pick out anyone who is playing up to scratch. Perhaps the goalkeeper certainly wasn't at fault at the goal and has done well since Rhys Evans. Ifil's header away, touch on by Igoe. Marsden, neatly done, showing all his experience there. McGovern's cross is a good one. Ifil and O'Hanlon nearly getting in each other's way. Last touch was off MacLean though, because it's a Swindon goal kick. Home fans are trying to rouse their team from the slumber. Sheffield Wednesday were on the wrong end of a 3-1 beating on Saturday, but they've come here with a lot more intent tonight. Howard wide to Igoe. What can Swindon conjure here? That's a good ball for Howard. Decent cross too. Roberts was there. Couldn't keep it down. Well, 2 goals in 3 games already since his move from Bristol City. That was a chance for number 3, but it's gone begging. MacLean allowed to turn, finds Whelan. Parkin. Control let him down, but recovered well to win the ball. Unfortunately, the pass was a poor one. Maybe a bit of rustiness on Sam Parkin's part, only his second game since that 3-match ban. Whelan looking for the shot. Sheffield Wednesday aren't shy of having a go from distance. Must have been 5 or 6 times they've peppered the goal from 20-25 yards or so. Ball just staying on the touchline far side. Eventually it did roll out of play. You can see that Rory Fallon is warming up on the far touchline. I don't think his arrival will be delayed too long. Igoe forward. Roberts outnumbered. Smith nods it forward. Parkin did well to win it. Smith takes over. Roberts out wide. Onside. That's a shocking decision. That was no way offside. Nice Swindon move, but came to nothing. But I'm afraid I don't agree with the assistant referee at all. Andy King's come down to the touchline now for Swindon. I would imagine he's got plenty to say down there. Sheffield Wednesday throw down below us. Just over an hour of the game gone. Still Sheffield Wednesday a goal to the good. There might be 2 here! Off the crossbar by MacLean. Swindon clinging on by their fingernails. Collins now. The danger's not over yet! It is 2-0, and MacLean, having been denied by the woodwork, makes sure about 20 seconds later from close range. No chance at all for Evans. And Swindon are 2 down and in deep trouble. Sheffield Wednesday look like they're going to repeat the feat of last year when they came here and took 3 points. Parkin to Igoe, what Swindon would give for an instant reply. MacLean forward now for Proudlock, who slipped over in pursuit of the ball. Ifil hits it forward. Howard slid in determined fashion, but knocked the ball too far ahead. Sheffield Wednesday supporters making all the noise away to the right, and well they might with their team now 2 goals to the good. MacLean swept wide to Collins. Smith rode the challenge well. Igoe into the path of Howard. The break now is right side for Swindon with Duke. Ahead of him Robinson. Howard now in possession. Swindon probing. Can I borrow some gloves? Got some really nice ones there. Proudlock tagged in the end by Ifil. Parkin's header for Igoe. Now they can spring forward, Swindon. Roberts. Ball just got caught under his feet. And it's cleared away by Heckingbottom. Howard. Roberts. Wide it goes for Smith. Having to go the long way around Collins. It'll be a Swindon corner. Sammy Igoe to take it. If Swindon are to find a way back, they need to get a goal quickly. We're at the 3/4 mark in the match. Igoe's corner, Gerald Ifil leaps. Nicholas is in there, Parkin's making his way, and was there a hand up? Appeals from the home fans, turned away by the referee. Not too many protests by the players, it must be said. Howard losing out. Whelan's ball forward. Nicholas gets it clear. Touch on by Parkin for Roberts. Chest of the defender according to the referee, which got in the way. So no joy there for Swindon either. Roberts trying his luck. Or mistake by the goalkeeper. Helped out by Richard Wood, but Parkins smuggled it back for Swindon. In it goes by Nicholas for Roberts. Offside flag is up again. It won't count with the ball in the back of the net. Well, again the linesman raised his flag quickly. Again there was a bit of doubt about the decision. Roberts certainly wasn't impressed. Swindon's substitutions are imminent over on the far side. I would guess at the next stoppage in play. Heckingbottom in possession though for Sheffield Wednesday. Marsden gives it away. Howard plays it wide, looking for the run of Smith once more. Collins across to meet him. And now they can make the change if desired. Fourth official just checking. Swindon playing on for the moment. Nicholas with the long throw. Nearly found its way through to Sammy Igoe. Hanlon killed that nicely. Howard wide. Not wide enough. Here comes the change over on the far side. Hayward for Nicholas is the first switch. Fallon for Duke the second. So Swindon with three up top now. This is Roberts. Wide to Smith. Into the middle. Fallon trying to make an instant impression, but had his feet giving way beneath him. Collins moving purposefully forward. Still in possession, the Wednesday man. Ifil takes it off the toes of Proudlock, and this is Howard now for Swindon. Oh, he turned the wrong way there into a forest of blue and white shirts. Heckingbottom stabbed forward. McMahon limping along. Evans fires it forward. At least there's more merit in Swindon playing the long ball forward now, with Fallon there to challenge alongside Parkin. Hayward wins the ball in positive fashion. Just back from knee surgery, Matt Hayward, showing no ill effects there as he went in determined fashion. And Swindon have just over 15 minutes to pull this one out of the fire. That's nicely done by Fallon for Roberts. Now can he make room for the shot? Whoa, good defending by Collins, who just forced him wide. And there's words being exchanged between goalkeeper and striker. Not sure in what language. A Swede and a Welshman. sure what's going on now, why the referee's deciding to call Roberts and the goalkeeper together about 2 minutes after the altercation between them. I think it's safe to say they've agreed to disagree. Allen's pass is misplaced, and it's Marsden now for Sheffield Wednesday, just doing the simple thing as he's done down the years. 500 plus appearances, Chris Marsden, for a variety of different clubs. Roberts away from his man, Parkin makes his move, Roberts needs to slip it through now, still going with his head down, finds Igoe eventually, into the middle, and away by Collins on the far side. One of Swindon's better moves, but again they were lacking bodies in the box when it mattered. Rain pouring down once more as Igoe takes the kick. It's defended easily at the near post by Sheffield Wednesday. On it goes quickly by McMahon, and Wednesday can break here. Proudlock infield to Whelan, 2 men ahead of him. Robinson nicked it away though for Swindon. Play being spread out now. Roberts, I think, certainly was offside that time. Heckingbottom. In the middle is MacLean. Flag up for offside against him this time. Well, it's a fairly unpleasant night if you're a Sheffield Wednesday fan in the open stand away to the right. But with their team leading, I suppose the journey has been worthwhile. It'll be a very soggy one back though up the M1 to Sheffield. Roberts. Good ball into the middle, Parkin couldn't pull it under control immediately. Back it goes to Howard now, tries the curler! Ryan Howard gets Swindon back into the game, and is there time for the comeback? His third of the season, the only ever present in the Swindon team, and he makes his mark tonight with a clever finish. That sets up a grandstand finale perhaps. A little over 12 minutes on the clock, and it is game on once more. MacLean just eased off the ball. His goal, the only one now dividing the teams. Well, Swindon came from behind to get a 2-2 draw against a Yorkshire side on Saturday. Can they repeat the dose here? It was Barnsley then. Now it's Sheffield Wednesday. Swindon haven't drawn a game at the county ground so far this season. I'm sure the manager would take that now if it was offered to him. Foul by Fallon. Conditions deteriorating all the time. It's pretty foul out there now for the players. Heckingbottom with the kick, and Fallon it is who defends it well. Does add extra height in both penalty areas as far as Swindon are concerned. Corner kick hit deep this time. Again, Sheffield Wednesday had a man over, but Evans grabs the ball and releases Parkin quickly as Swindon look to turn defence into attack with their main striker on the ball. Roberts infield to Robinson, now Howard. On it goes to Ifil. Wide of him is Igoe, but the cross comes in early this time. And Sheffield Wednesday's defence being put to the test almost for the first time in the game, really. Howard turned well, but ran out of space, and the attack runs out of steam. Hanlon at the back for Swindon. Header clear by Bullen. Richard Wood drives it forward. It's a little of the poise has gone out of Sheffield Wednesday's game since the shock of conceding a goal. If they can weather the storm, both in terms of the atmosphere above them and Swindon's response on the field, then Sheffield Wednesday can still claim 3 valuable points here and leap above Swindon in the table. They're backing in by the Sheffield Wednesday player. Swindon's free kick. Time of the essence now for the home side. Fallon underneath it. Had a nudge in the back though by Wood. It's a Swindon free kick. And a chance for them to apply the pressure now. Howard over the ball, leaves it instead for Smith. Of course they've got Hayward and Fallon, both substitutes in the mix now, Swindon, but that's a poor delivery. That's the sort of thing that really does annoy managers. And now Swindon are short at the back, having sent their defenders forward. Collins work something with McGovern on that right-hand flank for Sheffield Wednesday. Infield is McMahon. One or two supporters already beginning to drift away. Never quite been able to understand why you come to a football match and don't see it out to the end. Smith clears. Free header for Heckingbottom. Only got it as far as Igoe though. Swindon back in possession. Breaks kindly for Marsden, who just eases it forward. Oh, a mistake by Bullen. It falls to Whelan, who tried to hit it first time, and perhaps he had other options. Score of some spectacular goals in his time, but it needed a cooler head there. Roberts with a lovely turn and a decent ball too for Igoe. Chances here for Swindon, into the middle it goes! It's 2-2! Sam Parkin scores and Swindon are back from the brink. Well, you have to admire their spirit. A super centre by Igoe on a plate for Parkin, who just doesn't miss from there. We were saying at the start, you seldom get a dull game at the county ground, and Swindon have served up something here again tonight, but it's not over yet. A needless free kick's been conceded. Pressure back on the home team. Now this is where they have to maintain concentration. The elation of getting back to 2-2 will be immediately taken away if Sheffield Wednesday cash in from here. I'm surprised there's only two in the wall. I would imagine this will be a strike at goal. John Paul McGovern, the favourite to hit it, although they have got the left foot of Heckingbottom if required, but I think it's going to be McGovern to try. And that's one to forget. Just seen the board, which suggests there'll be 2 minutes of time added on at the end of the 45, so that makes about 4 in total from where we are now. Is there time yet for either team to get a winning goal? Swindon suddenly look the likelier. It's Roberts. That's a great ball into the middle. It's Rory Whelan, and the Swindon comeback is complete. The super sub seals it, and well played Roberts again. He's created the last 2 goals, and Sheffield Wednesday are shell-shocked. What a night, and what a moment for Rory Whelan. Good save by Evans. This game is not over yet. Sheffield Wednesday piling forward. They've scored from one corner. Whelan back defending this time. Swindon need to get it away. Marsden for McGovern, could go anywhere. Whistle's gone. Time to take a deep breath for everyone. Well, I was wrong. I said he'd settle for a draw. His team have now come back to lead in sensational fashion. And I have to say, that'll teach those fans who left the ground about 5 minutes or so ago and have missed 2 Swindon goals. When they went home, their team was losing. A minute remaining, plus stoppage time. Sheffield Wednesday now with it all to do. Proudlock leading the chase. And a foul by the Sheffield Wednesday striker just eases Swindon's worries. They'll be in no particular hurry to take this kick. And you can only imagine what Sheffield Wednesday boss Paul Sturrock is thinking down on the bench. Fallon. Robinson goes in. Swindon just need to keep Sheffield Wednesday penned in that half of the field for as long as they possibly can. There are about 90 seconds remaining on the clock. Tidman with the free kick. Forward it goes. Parkin's back playing as a centre-back now for Swindon. They're trying to hang on to what they've got. It may be a dangerous policy. Parkin there again. Forward it goes by Whelan. Ifil trying to keep the ball in play, but he has no chance of catching that, quick though he is. Whelan with the throw. Free header for Wood. Into the box it goes. Sheffield Wednesday trying to create the opening, but it's Hanlon, the skipper, who hacks it clear for Roberts. Now he just needs to carry the ball forward if he can. Instead it's out of play. And Sheffield Wednesday still have hope. Allen battling away. Last chance now for Wednesday. O'Hanlon's header drops for McGovern. That was surely handball, and that will probably be the end of that. The final whistle signals a famous Swindon Town victory. 3 goals in the final 15 minutes of the game. What a comeback. Rory Fallon got the third, the winner. There were also strikes by Howard and Parkin in a fantastic finale. Roberts also played his part setting up the goals, as Swindon, who frankly were awful in the first half, have turned on a terrific final performance to win this game by 3 goals to 2. Sheffield Wednesday shell-shocked as Swindon pocket the points.